Hey everyone, it's Carly Hall, and today I'm going to be showing you how to decorate these clear vinyl tote bags from 143 Vinyl. I actually filmed this tutorial before, and I'll show you what happened. I made the decal out of vinyl, and it was basically a huge sticker, but when I applied it, I didn't love how it turned out. I'm not sure if the camera will pick up these bubbles, but there were bubbles all over my design. Of course, I could use a needle and pop them, but I just didn't love how it turned out, and I didn't want to recommend something that I wasn't in love with. So we're going to redo this project today with a different technique that I've tried and liked, and we'll do it the way that I think it should be done. So these bags are from 143 Vinyl, and the intended use is trick-or-treating bags. So they come with the connectors on the bag, and then this little battery that you actually plug into the wall and charge. So it's really easy to set up. You're just going to match up the prongs. Both of them fit with each other, so you'll just line them up, and they kind of just puzzle piece together, and you'll want to make sure that the prongs are nice and snug and then kind of snap together. So we'll line these up, slide them together, and then you'll hear that snap. I did already charge mine, but you'll want to plug it into the wall, and it will light up green when it's charged. So when you power it on, you can see all of the lights. Only one side lights up, so when you're designing your tote bag, you'll want to make sure that you put the design on the front if you're not doing it on both sides. I'm going to be applying my design to both sides, but you'll just want to pay attention to the side that you want it on. But there's lots of different light options. You can see here they have tons of colors, and then they also have a blinking and a multicolor setting. So I think these will be super fun for trick-or-treating, and I can't wait for my nephews to see them. So you may notice a Star Wars theme here. I'm going to make these little printouts for the bags, but instead of cutting each layer in vinyl like I did with the Chewbacca, I'm going to print these using my home printer. So to format this to make it work with a printer, I'm going to start by ungrouping it. And I could see just a little bit of blue coming out of the top. So I just want to highlight everything and center align it so that it's all even and will cut appropriately. Then I'm going to regroup it back together so that you can move it around all together. And we're going to flatten everything. When you flatten everything, you want to make sure that all of the layers are in there. For whatever reason, it did not put all those layers in there. So let's highlight everything once again. Oh, these two are hidden. Okay, so we'll flatten those, and we actually can delete these two off our canvas. So now it's flattened, but you'll notice this little warning sign over here. It says the image is too large for print and cut, so it needs to be smaller than 6.75 by 9.25. So I'm going to resize this, and I'm going to make the height 9.25, and then the width will scale proportionately, and it is smaller than 6.75. So we're good to go on that one. So we'll do the same thing with this one. Again, I'm just going to ungroup it because it doesn't look completely centered. So we're going to center that up and then flatten it. Again, those two extra layers we don't need, so we can delete those. And then we'll resize this one as well to fit into those print and cut parameters. If you have any questions on print and cut, I have a full tutorial on really explaining what print and cut is, how to do it. So check out that video if you're confused. I'll put that in the video description. One thing I want to call out though is that if you can see the grid lines through your image, so for example, if I could see grids through here, print and cut will cut out any negative space. But since I can't see any of the grid lines through my image, it's just going to cut around the outermost image. So if for whatever reason your letter's cut out or something like that, make sure that you have a background image behind your artwork so that it doesn't cut everything out individually. Again, I will link to the full tutorial, and hopefully that will get you sorted. So now we're going to click Make It, and we're actually going to send this to my printer. So we're going to click Make It, and it will show you a representation of what it looks on your printable material. So if you just see cut and you don't see the word print, your Cricut thinks you just want to cut the material, but this will show you that it knows that you are going to print it on your printer and then cut it using your cutting machine. So I'm going to print out two of both of these because I want it on the front and the back of my bag. So I'm just going to duplicate those. And then we're going to print all these out on printable vinyl. So we'll click Continue, and then we're going to start by sending it to our printer. You'll want to choose the printer that you want to print to. So I'm going to print to my wide format, And then I can either set this up every time or I can just print my 2 copies here. I always leave the bleed on. I see a lot of people recommending turning the bleed off, but the bleed will add a little bit of ink around the edge of your image so that no white edges show when you cut it. So in my opinion, the bleed is always better. And then we're always going to want to toggle on the system dialog because Cricut will default to settings that are not the best for your printer. So click Use System Dialog and then click Print. This will pop up, but if you don't see it, you may want to minimize Cricut Design Space and see if it came up behind, and then we will set up our printer settings. So I'm going to feed it from the rear tray. Rear tray printing is the best. If you have thicker material, it will guide it through. I'm going to say I want to use photo paper because I want my quality to be really good, and we're going to toggle it up to best. Then I'm going to load in my paper and print that out. So both of my loop prints are printed out and I'm just waiting for my Stormtrooper. And you can see that there is a little bit of bleed that the Cricut added on there. So I am just using regular printable vinyl and I will link to the product that I'm using. And then to add a little bit of protection, since these are trick or treat bags and there might be moisture in the air or they might get, tossed around, I'm going to add some lamination. You can use a sticker lamination or you can use regular heat lamination. So this is just a lamination sheet. And one tip that I'm going to recommend is you can take both of your prints and they can be different because we're going to pull them apart before we cut them. And you can just stick them into the lamination folder just like this. And then we're going to feed it through our laminator and we'll cut the top part off and we'll be able to separate them. So I'm using a Mink, but you can use a regular laminator. You'll just want to make sure that there's no debris on your print or lamination sheet. So we'll just brush that off, make sure that everything's good to go. There's a couple of spots there. Then we're going to close that in to our lamination sheet and pop that through our laminator. So once it comes out of the laminator, to separate the 2 sheets, we're just going to trim off the top part of our lamination with a paper trimmer. It'll be pretty thick, so you'll kind of just have to use some force to slide that through. This method works great because we only want the front of our sticker laminated. We don't need the back to be laminated. So now we're going to line that up with our Cricut cutting mat and then send it through our cutting machine. Okay, now that we printed our material, I'm going to cut it using the magnetic sheet setting. So if you have an Explorer, turn your dial to custom and then search magnetic. And we're going to do this magnetic sheet 0.5. It has good pressure and it will double cut it. So we'll go ahead and load up our print and then we'll cut that. Okay, so here it is, it cut, and then we can just gently peel back a corner and it will come off that sticker sheet. And this is the adhesive side, so that's sticky, but you can see that it cut through and it doesn't cut all the way through the liner. So it's not all the way through the liner, it's just through that first layer. So if you want to cut it all the way through the liner, you would need a little bit more pressure, but since I'm going to stick it onto my bag, that setting works great for me. And I'm just going to apply this on just like a sticker. So the print and cut size for the Cricut, the max size, actually fits these bags really well. So I'm just going to line these up, eyeballing it, and then I'm going to roll it on. So then we have one side and I'll flip it over and do the back side. So again, we'll load this onto our mat. And I do not have any problem with this amount of gloss in my Cricut Maker. I have seen people complaining about the Explorer Air 2, so you'll have to let me know in the comments if your Explorer can pick up this line with the gloss. The Maker can pick it up just fine. I do have my lights turned off, so there is not a lot of reflection in my craft room, but again, my Maker can read this just fine. So here's my second one. Again, it cuts through perfectly. You can see that bleed just gives me a little bit of protection so that all the ink is cut on there. And then we can apply this to the back. You can see just how fast we can make these bags. So I'm going to line up this image with the back and just roll him on. And you can see that really there are no bubbles. I have glitter from my last project, my table. So now I have a double-sided bag without having to worry about layering, and I can turn it on. Let's do some blue. and we'll stick these inside. So it turned out really cute. There are no visible bubbles, and it's way faster than layering. And I think it gives it a really clean, fun look. It is a big sticker, but it's water resistant since it has that lamination. And I will say that laminating it with a hot laminator is so much easier than trying to press it on and make sure there's no bubbles. So definitely a technique that I recommend trying. So I left my Chewbacca on so you could see the difference. So you can see that there are no bubbles. It's really smooth and it's on there. It's not going anywhere. The lamination didn't give me any problems. The Cricut can easily detect the marks even with that lamination. And then again, here's the before, where I'm not sure if you can catch all those bubbles, but the vinyl and the layering, it was a lot harder and I didn't love how it turned out. So I'm going to take this off and then I'll apply on the other side, but I'll do that off camera and show you my final projects. So here are the final projects. Again, so easy to make, so much easier than layering vinyl, and there's no bubbles. So this will work with all things printable. So if you're cutting out stickers or you're making favors and you just want them to be a little bit more durable, using the heat lamination pouches and then cutting them apart just works so well since you don't need them to be laminated on the back. So let me know in the comments if you end up using this technique. I'd love to hear what you use it for. Or if you're making trick-or-treat bags, make sure to tag me in your final project. All right, thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.